Hey, you guys, it's Samantha. I'm back like I never left at Let's Talk About It Success Stories. So, today I have a special guest by the name of Calvin, aka Mills Enterprise. Calvin, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Calvin Mills. I'm a vending machine operator out here in Long Beach, California. We service all the surrounding areas. It's not just Los Angeles and Long Beach.
Okay.
I have over 8 locations right now.
Wow.
And aside from the vending machine stuff, we also do a lot of financial stuff as well.
Okay. That's what we need.
Yeah, we real big on that.
Okay. That's good. So today I have a few questions. So hopefully you prepared and ready because I'm ready.
I'll stay ready.
Okay. So my first question is, what made you want to become a young entrepreneur?
Um, at the time, my daughter was around like 4 or 5. She was in kindergarten, and I'm also a licensed phlebotomist too.
Okay, period. Okay, so I'm a CNA, so yes.
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay, that's good.
And so at the time, it was the height of the pandemic.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So for us in the medical field, we was working all the time, and I didn't necessarily like that.
Yeah, I was gone from my son for like 12 hours, and then people. It was like shortage of staff, so you would have to stay an extra 4, and it's like you really don't see your child. You only see them when you drop them off or pick them up from a babysitter. So
Yeah.
I feel like we got the same story because I did stop doing nursing like during the pandemic, and then I started doing hair full time. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, the same. Yeah, I wanted to put myself in a position where I can still make decent money and then also still have the time to spend time with my daughter.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Okay, so my next question is the idea of the vending machine. What made you invest into that side of the business?
During
Which
the
is a good
pandemic.
idea. Sorry.
Thank you, I appreciate it. No, during the pandemic when everybody was in the house, I was doing my research. I came across a few courses that were teaching about vending. And at first, I took the course. It seemed interesting, but I didn't really gravitate to it just yet.
Oh, okay.
I ended up finding another course, and they were talking about the hair and bundle machines, like the lash machines and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
cool.
they're starting to make their way down here, but they're real popular, like in the South and stuff.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's what really caught my interest. I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's a little bit more to it than I didn't catch originally. So I dug a little bit more. I took about like 3 courses,
Okay,
and then I'm like, okay, let me just go ahead and try it now. I got all the information I need.
Right.
And I ended up trying it. I liked it, and I felt like this is a good business that kind of goes underlooked because most people they see vending machines everywhere, but nobody really knows the business behind it.
Right. Like they say, take the lane less traveled, whatever you say,
Oh, yeah.
however you say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that you said basically you took courses, like 3 different courses. I feel like if you want to do something, you definitely have to invest in yourself. So I feel like that was good that you said that as well. Okay, so my next question is, in our community, what is our biggest downfall when it comes to financial literacy?
I feel like it's all these false narratives around financial literacy.
Right.
One of them being that rich people are evil. There's
Definitely
nothing
not.
there's nothing evil about rich people. All of them are not a part of the Illuminati.
No.
I feel like those are just stories that really plagued our community that help keep us in a box.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that too. Like, I feel like we don't take as many risks. I feel like we stuck into like you said, a box, and sometimes people don't see past that box. And I feel like it's always other levels and ways to get to where you want to go. Like not judging like the other race or just like looking at how they got it done opposed to what we're doing. So I feel like we all could get it. We all could eat. So.
Yeah, we like to make jokes about other races, but all the other races, they work together.
They do.
They have group economics. They come together. They get houses. They get cars. They get property. They get businesses, and they all work together.
Yeah.
Us on the other end, that's another thing too that's plaguing our community. We don't want to work together.
Yeah, that's true. Which is sad, but
Yeah.
I think once we get out of that mentality, I feel like we'll have a better outlook on life too. Because if we work together, we'll probably create more things, and just it's really about the trusting too, So
Yeah, we definitely got to start trusting on people.
yeah,
We got to stop looking at black businesses as well. We got to stop coming to them with entitlement too.
yeah, don't feel
And there's
entitled
a lot
about
of
anything. Yeah,
there's a lot of customers that'll see a black business and they automatically feel entitled just because they're
yeah,
black too.
yeah, and that doesn't work like that. But yeah, okay. So my next question is, what is your outlook as far as an LLC or S corps? Which one do you think is better?
It depends on your structure. Usually a LLC is better if you're making under $40,000 a year.
Okay.
That's where you get the most tax advantages from.
Okay.
The S corp gives you more options as far as when you pass that mark. So
Okay.
when you
Big
first
part.
starting out, when you first starting out, I feel like the LLC is great for you.
Yeah.
But once you pass that 40,000 a year mark, then you
That's
start looking into other avenues and see what's the best tax strategy for you.
okay.
And that's another thing with business. You don't want to have just a regular tax person, like a person that you would get like from at Liberty Tax or something. In
Okay.
business, you want to have an accountant, pretty much.
Okay.
Somebody that can put together a tax strategy for you.
Right.
That's going to plan ahead of time. Because for businesses, regular people, they're looking at their taxes around March, April.
Yeah.
For businesses, it's January 1st to December 31st. So you got to go on and you got to plan ahead because we get our money first and then we got to pay taxes later.
Yeah, you do.
And you don't want to have your business dissolved because you're not paying your business taxes.
Right. Exactly. So, and then the business taxes is like every quarter, like 4 quarters, right? Like
Yeah,
the
there's
payment.
no, you still pay every year, but yeah, businesses do operate, quarterly.
Yeah.
Every 3 months.
Yeah. Okay, y'all listening? Okay. Okay, so my next question is by being financially literate, do you feel you have broken generational curses and now it's creating general wealth? Like basically by you being financially literate, like do you feel like you're breaking generational curses by creating generational wealth, like as far as what you're doing like with your vending machines and your financial literacy, like you feel like you setting yourself up and your kids for the future, like
Yeah. Yes, I most definitely I feel that way.
yeah.
So I like to read. So I was reading this
That's
book
good.
recently, and it was talking about generational curses and how a generational curse, if you don't resolve it, it can pass on for 7 generations. So yeah, with me breaking that curse, not only does it fix some of the curses from the past,
Right.
but then now my daughter gets a fresh start, and then her kids,
Freedom.
and
Yeah.
then to my daughter has a gumball machine, and
Okay.
she's a part of the business too. If you watch
That's
some of my
good.
content, you'll see her restocking some of the vending machines, and that's why I like it too. It's a very kid friendly type of business.
That's good. That's very smart to, involve your kids early with business and stuff like that, so they already know what to do. They're not dependent, So that's real good.
Yes, and you can pay your child. You can pay your child up to $12,000 a year, tax free through your business.
Okay.
So that'd be a good way
I seen
to.
you say that earlier. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's a good way to to get their retirement ready early, or if they
Exactly.
wanna by the time they hit 18 or 21, 25, they want to start a business.
Right.
They got that money that's been sitting there for over 10 years,
Yeah.
and that compound interest. And that's we don't know nothing about no compound interest. We don't know nothing about none of that.
Exactly.
We're always
So
on the
that's
wrong
why-
side of it.
Yeah. So that's why it's good for them to know, like, early,
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so my next question. What advice would you give before going into the vending machine business?
What advice I would give?
Yeah.
A lot of people probably not gonna want to hear this, but I would say get your mind right. Don't go into it thinking it's a get rich quick scheme. It's
Yeah.
really not. It's a very slow grind, but it's worth it because that slow grind over time is gonna build up to a point to where you don't have to go to work if you don't need to.
Right, right.
Right? If you get fired and you don't got no money coming in like for the next couple of months, at least you got your vending machines over here working for you. Or, if you own your stuff and you working, now when you go do an 8-hour shift, your vending machines did another 12 for you.
Yep.
Or however long that business is open for that day.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You smart. Okay, so my next question is, what are great places or businesses that should have vending machines in their stores?
Any business that has more than, I would say, 30 to 50 employees, and that's just to start off, because you don't want to go too big. Because if you get, let's say you run into a business and they got over 100 employees, that's a large volume of employees that you're gonna have to service. You're gonna have to restock all the time, and in this business, when there's empty spaces, then they're already thinking, okay, we need a new vendor.
Yeah.
So you gotta be on top of it. So I always tell people it's better to start with the location that got 30 to 50.
Right.
You're still gonna make a little bit of coin, but you're gonna get your experience. You're gonna get your feet wet, and then you go try to get those larger locations because now you know how to handle them.
Exactly. That's cool. You got to start somewhere, I feel like. And then sometimes people want to start big first, and it be like, it's like levels.
Yeah.
So
they don't be in it for the long haul. They're just trying to get some quick little
like
money.
when you really want to make it, I feel like it really take time. You're not gonna get there quick. So like some people do, but I feel like when you work harder, it just means so much more to yourself because you did it. Like, So, my next question is, what advice would you give to parents that are entrepreneurs but want to create generational wealth for their kids as well? I know you mentioned what did you say?
The child tax credit.
Yeah, the child tax credit.
That's,
where you pay the 12.
I would definitely be doing that.
Yeah.
At least 12, 'cause that's tax free.
Right.
So at least put $12,000 a year. We'll pay your child $12,000 a year. But not only that though, too. Set a retirement plan for them early. So with that early retirement plan, with them being so young, by the time they even need it, you're not putting in a whole bunch of money.
That part.
You can put in a little amount, and it's compounding over years, like about 2-3 decades.
Oh yeah.
So it's like that. That's where a majority of your money, their money is gonna come from by you just putting that in early.
Okay. And what do you think about like trust funds and stuff?
I'm all for that.
Okay.
The trust funds.
About that.
The only caveat I would say, when it comes to like the trust funds and stuff, your child may not be eligible for like the Cal grants and stuff if they do decide to go to college.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I said, I'm not for our people being stuck in a box.
Right.
Your goal shouldn't be to try to get the Cal grant. Your goal should be to not to need it at all.
That part. Y'all listening? I mean, this is good information. Like, I'm learning too. So, okay, period. Okay, so the next question I have, what will you be doing for the community this year? I know you I follow your group on Facebook, so you always give us little pointers and different ideas and stuff. But as far as like community, would you be doing like an event one day? You think like?
Of course, yeah. I was talking to you about that a little bit.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get my community involved.
Right.
Because it's like it shouldn't be just only a few of us that's hopping on this financial literacy train.
Exactly.
Really, everybody should be doing it. And if it's just a lot of people who just are either scared or they just don't have the information for it. So that's what I do want to do. I want to get that message out a little bit more. I do want to do more for the community. What we do as well is, because in the vending business too, sometimes there's spoilage. So if I know I got snacks, we'll pull them about a week before.
Okay.
We'll check the expiration date if it's a week before. Because I live in Long Beach.
Okay.
But I went to school in LA. I went to Audubon. I went to Crenshaw. Went to Washington.
Okay.
So me being around the community so much, we have a very large homeless population.
Yeah, we do.
So what we do, we'll pull the snacks that's gone about to expire. We don't expire at that date. You just can't sell them after that date.
Right.
But we'll pull them beforehand and pass out the boxes.
Right.
I know where they all be at.
Okay.
We all pass them every day when we driving.
Yeah.
Here's a box. Here's a box. Opposed to us just throwing it in the trash.
Oh, that's a
So,
blessing.
yeah, I definitely want to get my community involved as much as possible.
Yeah, and I'll be down to help with the event as well. So I mean, I like to give back. So I'm helpful. Period. So I like that. Okay, so my last question, I feel like, would you be down to teach a group of students financial literacy?
Of course. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I feel like that's where.
that's what the channel was supposed to be for.
Okay.
It's not just like the entertainment or just a
Right.
relationship type of stuff. I mean, even though we talk about that too,
Right.
because psychology was my major.
Oh, okay.
I'm real big on psychology, and
Okay.
and that's another thing that we need in our community.
Yeah, we do because it's like we, just push stuff like under the rug and just keep going. We don't ever go back to it, heal from it. I feel like we need to do better as far as that too. So
Yeah, we got a lot of unhealed trauma within our
definitely,
community, and that could be a large barrier too when it comes to the financial side, because
exactly,
we're fighting battles that a lot of the other races don't have to fight. On top of us already starting late.
exactly. Starting late, trying to prove ourselves. It's a lot that we go through that we really necessarily don't have to. But I feel like, yeah, the healing yourself, I feel like that, like you said, get your mind right. That really is true because, like, if you go into business for yourself and you don't really have your mind right or you don't know what you're doing, it's just going to be, like, all over the place. So, yeah.
Yeah, people hate to hear that. Get your mind right because they want the quick answer.
Yeah.
They want to know, okay, well, how'd you get here?
Right.
I got my mind right first.
That part.
That's how I got here.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people, they going into business and they're just chasing the dollar. When, just like you said, it's about building a community and then the dollars will come.
Exactly.
You take care of people, they'll take care of you.
Definitely. Yep. Each one teach one. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
really we trying to do, show you guys it's possible. Like, that's why I set this platform to bring successful entrepreneurs like Mr. Calvin, to like wake us up and just keep us in tune, like with what's really going on, because sometimes we be blind, lost, we don't know what's going on. And I feel like he gave a lot of great advice. So I hope that you guys definitely got something out of it today. And do you want to give like any shout outs or anything, or any upcoming like things you have going on for your platform?
We're always working on something.
Okay.
You guys can feel free to follow me at Calvin Mills on Facebook. You can follow our group, Vending the Mills Way, or Mills Enterprise. That's our business page on Instagram and Facebook. And we talk about all type of financial tips. We talk about credit. We talk about houses. Talk about FHA loans. We talk about saving tips. Investing, stocks, everything. It's so many different ways to build that generational wealth. You just gotta get past that hurdle.
Okay, and then I just have one more question.
Oh, yeah,
So
go.
would you ever like think about teaching a class about that? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
for I asked about the students, but for like our community, like I feel like you should do that.
Yeah, no, most definitely. That's what the financial tips and tools is
Yeah.
for. It's
I'm
kind of like
I
an
would definitely
extended.
attend. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no,
But this is just like it's not all of it's more to it, but this just a glimpse of it. So that's
Right.
what I'm like,
Yeah, and that's another thing I want to say to business owners too. There's a lot of business owners that they don't want to give away the secrets, or they
Right.
don't want to give away the sauce. Give it away,
give it away.
because 90% of people aren't gonna do what you're telling them. It's just good information for them to have.
Exactly.
And if they do decide to do it, they're gonna come back to you to help you do it,
Exactly.
or to help them do it.
Exactly. And thank you. So but yes, thank you guys for tuning in, and that's our interview for today, and I will definitely see you guys soon, and thank you guys again.